Let's talk about gear. Fuji X100V1 FOMO. I wanted to get one. Then I realized something. Why do I need that camera when I have this? The Sony A7C, the greatest full frame camera ever. Hands down, nothing beats it. So did I really need that new Fuji? That's what made me think, I don't need it. So I went and I bought a second Sony A7C, but this time Sony A7C II. What I'm recording on this. Let's talk about this. Now, you can't see this Sony A7C, but let me show you so we can see. That is a Sony I'm recording with. And why did I buy a second one if I've already got the amazing CR? Stupid name. Because this, I found, is an amazing camera for stills and video. But then I was listening to all of the different YouTubers, reviewers, influencers, ambassadors, and everyone who endorses it, all the newest cameras. And they were saying that the Sony A7C II has better video quality and readout speed compared to the Sony A7CR. Now, personally, I don't look to that level of detail when it comes to video quality for my camera and my filming. Why am I mentioning that? Because I'm a creative director by trade for the last 20 plus years, and that slight difference in 4K and whatever binning is irrelevant to me. What is important to me is this super small size. Yeah, I've got this little grip thing on there. It's kind of cool. But that's tiny. This is super tiny. Look at my hand. It's two hands. That's so small. And this, I love the original, the OG 35mm 2.8. There's nothing wrong with this lens. It didn't need replacing. And when you combine these two together, you have the greatest small setup ever. I always wanted that Sony RX1R, whatever it was, because it was really tiny full frame body. But guess what? The Sony A7CR has got us to that level now. And the Sony A7C II. So what am I talking about? I've had a whole bunch of different Sony cameras. Nobody cares that I've had a whole bunch of different Sony cameras, because you all have also had a whole bunch of different Sony cameras on your own quest to try and find the ultimate camera setup. And for me, I found that I still like shooting primes, not the super giant ones. I have a 24mm 1.4 that I have here that I got from Japan, and it's amazing. It's probably the biggest I'd want to go. The 35 I've got, the 55 1.8, again the original OG, the OG lens from Gen 1, it's still really good. I do have for events and for my video, and when I'm traveling and I don't have a lot of opportunity to carry a lot of big bags, and I'm traveling for work, for business, but I have to shoot an event as well, I take with me the 35 to 150 Tamron. That's also an amazing lens, but it's really big. So I have one really big lens, and I have three really small ones. And maybe a fourth if I'm really interested, because I do like shooting some of those Voigtlander lenses. But the point being is, I don't need that new Fuji, and I probably don't need any new cameras for a long time, because the Sony A7C II that I'm filming on right now has amazing video quality, and the Sony A7CR, which I was sharing earlier, has got amazing image quality. That 61 megapixels is crazy. used to love shooting the Leica Q, that 24 megapixel whatever contrast phase detection camera, and I absolutely loved it, but I just was really intrigued by the AI, not the AI, I hate that word, I was really intrigued by the superior autofocus of the Sony cameras, and that made me upgrade to the Sony A7C. That was amazing. Everyone crapped on that Sony A7C. Oh, it's terrible viewfinder, terrible screen, terrible blah blah, ergonomic. You know what, I don't care. It was really small. I could take it everywhere. I could literally put it like in a bag and take it out inconspicuously without having to look like, oh look, that's one of those influencer photographer guys. Or just getting a giant camera in your face, it's irritating. I don't need all that garbage dials and other things on there. I can take a photo, I know how to meter it, let's go. So it was only natural that I was curious. I got rid of the Leicas, I got rid of the Fujis. I did like the X100V, that was a really good camera. I liked the size of it, it's beautiful, and it is a very beautiful camera, but it can't compete with the image quality of this bad boy, the A7CR. The image quality is immaculate. And one of the positive things about the Sony is, the Fuji, is it taught me how to shoot JPEGs, and those JPEGs with those simulations, I created my own simulations in the Sony. So I kind of got the best of both worlds now, with the benefit of full frame. So again, why am I doing this video? Because I want to explain that all the hype in the advertising and the industry that I live in, which is advertising, don't always believe it. Just be content with what you've got, yeah, find what suits your purpose, not necessarily what everyone else is doing. For me, the Sony A7CR is now my Leica Q3, and the Sony A7C2 is my video beast that is supplementing my, well, I guess you could say my old Fuji and my Leica Q2, maybe? Anyway, great cameras, love it. Keep going out there and shooting, and keep making art, because I stopped for a while, and it's time to make some more art. Thanks.